Nebraska a perfect 13-0, but Pittsburgh has had a wonderful season, tied for second, the very strong ACC at 30-3. They come in as the #3 seed, and Salima Rockwell, we expect a lot more of what we had in that first semifinal. Eventually won by Wisconsin, and quickly out of the middle, number 20 Chiamaka Wokolo, 6'1" junior from right here in Columbus, Ohio, an honorable mention All-American last year, only hitting .513 so far in the tournament.
That's it. Well, Pitt already starting with a perfect pass, getting their offense going, beating the block of Nebraska on that first play.
Valeria Vasquez Gomez, who started on the outside last year, 6'1" redshirt sophomore out of Puerto Rico. Tough serve and a rare ace, very rare, dialed up against Lexi Rodriguez, first team All-American and the defensive player of the year in the Big Ten, and also someone who is avoided like the plague in serve receive.
Well, she's one of the best passers, so maybe, you know, she's not even ready for it. She's just sitting there most of the time waiting to get some action on the serve receive game.
Batenhorst off the right side. She and Lindsay Krause absolutely starred for the Cornhuskers last week. Allie Batenhorst wearing number 14, 6'4" freshman out of Houston, Texas, 15 of 32 with true errors. Krause was 13 of 22, also with 5 blocks. There is Kenzie Knuckles, last year the libero, now a defensive specialist and back row attacker like Jade Demps. High quality first contact, beautiful dig. And off the edge of the block, the first kill, Lekator member-meneh, 5'8", fifth-year senior out of St. Louis, a transfer from Missouri. And a thumper, according to her own coach.
That's right, a thumper is right, but that dig by Browski, we're just going to keep an eye on her getting in there, taking that hard swing by Cappy.
Ashley Browski wearing the libero jersey, number 4. From Highland Heights, Ohio. Ball set very tight. That's a ball handling mistake by Nebraska. And Pittsburgh, the Panthers, will certainly take that. Lexus Akeo, one of 2 setters, 5'8" junior out of Hawaii. Sister Kamalani also started for Pittsburgh and now on the staff for their fine head coach Dan Fisher.
I see a lot of the serving strategy, looking at some of the younger players perhaps staying away from the veterans.
Pittsburgh playing some defense, and then the rocket off the left side.
There it is, that's that speed. Even though the ball's a little bit off the net, have to keep the ball off the floor. If you can get this ball to member-meneh fast, she can beat that block. And they're going to be swinging. The coach Fisher said it. I'm just going to let them swing away.
Member-meneh, first team All-ACC, second team All-American, hits at 284. That's a very high efficiency on the season for how difficult it is the swing she takes. Kubik off the edge, nice high flat swing by number 10, Maddie Kubik, 6'3" junior out of West Des Moines, Iowa, first team All-Big Ten, 3-time All-American. And boy, did she hold up well against Texas last week and receive. The Longhorns tried to put a lot of pressure on her.
It was a ton of pressure coming in. She wasn't great offensively, and sometimes that can rattle you, but it really didn't in the other phases of the game for her. Yeah,
that was a huge win for Nebraska. And when we had a chance to visit with John Cook, now in his 22nd year on the sideline for Nebraska, he said that was one of the biggest, most important wins in the history of Nebraska volleyball, which is saying an awful lot. You take out the number 2 seed and have your 2, make it 3-star freshmen really play magnificent volleyball to get you over the finish line. Couple of service errors exchanged, just underway. Keonole Akana, a 5'9" sophomore out of Hawaii. Nebraska averages 17.2 digs per set. That's really good.
That's off the charts good.
Kubik in transition, good location, going high flat off Gray. Member-meneh, long run. It's still alive, but Nebraska, what an effort. Can't track it down.
Into the cheerleaders. This ball is crushed out of the Bic. Going hard on the sideline. Rodriguez stays with it. There is Knuckles trying to make a play on it and can't keep it in the court.
Really good start for Pittsburgh. And here is Serena Gray, the transfer from nearby Penn State.
With a tough serve.
What a pass. Kubik, go and roll shot. Very nice off-speed shot by number 10 in red for Nebraska.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see, especially with Nebraska, some of the players having been here before, who's really going to step up for them and lead them right now. The upperclassmen are going to have to right now. Rodriguez with a tough pass and the serve. Going to be some freshman jitters here on this stage.
As a program, Nebraska almost makes the national semifinals your home. That's going to be a lift. This is the 16th national semifinal appearance for Nebraska, 10th under John Cook, 9 finals, half a dozen of those under Coach Cook. The last finals was in 18, a real classic when they lost to Catherine Plummer and the Stanford Cardinal. Ace. Borowski, Maddie Kubik off to a really good start.
Really just taking her time, driving this ball. You know, she's an effective server, but racking up a couple of these tough serves early on is big for her.
18, make it 19 aces now on the year. Overpass. Oh, what a block. Wokolo keeping that ball alive. Kubik out of the back row. There's some of the speed to the perimeter. Batenhorst off the edge. Member-meneh.
Wow, if this is any indication of how this match is going to go, it's going to be a fun one. Member-meneh laying out for that one in the back row.
And finished off by number 6, 4-time All-American Lauren Stivrins, who missed the first 12 matches of this year, recovering from off-season back surgery. Rodriguez could not get that, and Stivrins, if I did not mention her 6th year in Lincoln, Nebraska. Courtney and Jen were talking about the fact that Stivrins is the only national champion in the field. She won one back in 2017 and had a big championship match in that one. I looked up the numbers. 17 of 29. She hit almost 400. There's Rachel Fairbanks, who's taken over the other setting position very nicely. A net violation. That's going to be called on Hames. And, you know, we talked an awful lot about the slide in the first semifinal, but that is the strength of Lauren Stivrins. You got to look for a lot of that all night long.
She's so good behind, and Hames trying to be creative with that pass, move her body around the net a little bit, face the other direction, and get Stivrins a ball. They know how important it is to get her some swings.
Fairbanks has been fantastic for Pittsburgh so far, the freshman out of Southern California. Really good in the tournament under pressure. Nice blocking. Ende along with Wokolo, number 5 and number 20.
And they're doing it for pin to pin right now, slowing down Stivrins on the slide, then getting back to center and getting all the way out here on Batenhorst.
There's Chinaza Ende wearing number 5. She's a 5th-year senior out of Houston, Texas. Plans on going to medical school sometime soon. Batenhorst going off speed. Good read. Lund was all over that and then ripped. When we spoke with Dan Fisher, I was joking about the thumper. He said, we attack the ball more than most of the elite teams. We don't move it around.
Absolutely.
We don't move it around. We don't mess it around.
No, they're just going to keep swinging. He said the good things happen. Even when you attack the block, good things happen. So he's giving them pretty much the green light to swing away tonight.
11-7 is the lead. Good serving run for Fairbanks. Perfect set going high flat. Look at Member-meneh playing center field. Lund playing with a pretty sore back, taking a good swing, And that ball off the top of the block. Really good swing by Allie Batenhorst. Coming off that huge weekend. There is Dan Fisher in his 9th year at Pittsburgh. 4-time ACC champions, 3 in a row, the deepest run ever. And then John Cook, what can you say? 4 times a national champion, 5th winningest coach in the sports history, and inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017. That ball is on the end line.
Pretty excited about that one. And they hits that ball a little bit flat, kind of mishits it. It ends up falling inbounds.
Here is Kayla Lund, been the heart and soul of this team now for into her 5th year out of Pasadena, California. Has been dealing with some injuries over the end of the season. There's the quick play to the outside. Member-meneh again.
That is so fast. Let's give credit to the setters too, flinging that ball out there. Watch how fast this ball comes from way off the net, beating the block.
Timeout, early lead to Pittsburgh. In a second semifinal with 3-time All-American Salim Rockwell on Paul Sunderland. Very good start now for Pittsburgh. Speed kills, and right now it's Pitt that's racking up the kills, particularly member-meneh.
They can get Caffey going here, especially behind the setter. So quick off the floor.
Good block touch. And tip down the line. A very smart read by the Pitt Panthers. Boy, they go from defense to offense faster than anybody else in the tournament.
Well, and there's so much about speed. You talk about the speed of the offense, but it's also a block. If they're quick enough to hit a fast ball, you're going to see them getting their block in place as well pretty quickly.
And the Pitt Panthers doing a very good job in service and also defensively. I'll give you those numbers. Look at the blocking against Caffey. It looked like she had an open net. And then that ball was it touch? No, out of bounds. Pittsburgh is hitting .467, and after that error, Nebraska will be hitting sub 100. Here is Lund. And misses that ball just out of bounds. Let's go over to Christine Williamson.
Yeah, one thing that every player on Pittsburgh's squad has said about Coach Fisher and his staff is the fact that they allow them to grow and develop and thrive. They have players from all over, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Texas, all players with seemingly nothing in common, but the culture Fish has created has allowed them to fight as sisters and love as sisters. That's the saying that they've been saying all season.
Thank you, Christine. Also brought in and made them feel a very important part of the family. Serena Gray and Lecator member-meneh, 2 transfers, 1 from Penn State, 1 from Missouri.
And that's not easy to do. To kind of work into the system. They said immediately you could feel like they were connected and part of the program.
Wokolo with a big kill out of the middle. There is Vasquez Gomez. And they're serving Rodriguez. Nobody has done that. Batenhorst, Krause with a much-needed kill off the top.
Well, you talk about that, and I really think, the numbers wouldn't suggest that she can't pass the ball, that's for sure. But again, on this stage, who are you going to go after? You're going to go after some youth and see if you can get somebody to crack under this pressure.
Yeah, but we knew the numbers. When Lexi Rodriguez passes the ball, makes first ball serve receive contact, Nebraska hits at 400 efficiency.
Well,
that's how good she is.
They're not right now. So
they are not right now.
Right?
They are not. Hames has got that off the floor. Great defensive stretch. Lund, good first contact. Good swing down the line. What a dig by Hames. I don't know if she saw it, but she dug it.
Sticking in there, hanging tough, just getting in the way of the ball. This ball set it just a little bit higher. It gives member-meneh some time to get on top of it, but man, what a dig by Hames.
Hames saw it, dug it, and created a point-scoring opportunity for Nebraska. There is Kenzie Knuckles, 5'8" junior out of Yorktown, Indiana. He was the libero the first couple of years, but that position has been taken over by Rodriguez, the first-team All-American. It is rare for a libero to make first-team All-American. The list is short. Distinguished, but short. Caffey in transition.
Cappy hanging in there a little bit, waiting for it. Gray is right in front of her on the power. Watch this pickup by Knuckles, but Gray takes a step in front of her and she cuts it back between the block. That is a brilliant play by Kayla Cappy.
Nebraska looking to answer the quick 6-1 run by Pittsburgh, back within 4. Member-meneh is stuffed. Good work by Krause along with Caffey.
Got to get there quick, got to get over fast, and that's what they did.
Timeout called by the Pitt Panthers. What a good response by the 5-time national champions.
There's a look at Cappy just getting her hands up. Doesn't have to be perfect, just get over quick.
So timeout is called by the Pitt Panthers. Once again, each team allowed a pair of timeouts. Want to remind you, coverage of the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship continues with the national final on Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. For more information on the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship, log on to ncaa.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Pittsburgh comes in. They were tied for second in the ACC with a very good team from Miami. Pitt Panthers were 30-3 on the year, 15-3 in the ACC. Nebraska 25-7. They come in as the number 10 seed, 15-4. We're also second place in the Big Ten.
I just don't want to bother you.
I'm looking under my. Everybody's doing a great job. Here. One of the court attendants, a ball was under my feet, and he wanted it. There's only a couple of hundred. He wanted that one. So we got it. Coming out of the timeout, 16-13. It was 13-8, the advantage for Pittsburgh before Nebraska called an early timeout. Knuckles will continue serving. 32 aces on the year. Good ratio against 31 errors. Both of these teams very good in serve and reception. You get this far.
That's going to be
you're excellent. Yes.
Have to be that good, and that's why they're both here.
Ball set tight. Rodriguez with a save, but Knuckles, etc., cannot keep the ball off the floor.
And they very smart at what she's doing with the ball. That ball set tight. She doesn't just tip it right into the lap or over the top of the block. A real easy touch over the top makes it very difficult for Nebraska to get it up.
That was a very important side out score, seemingly, as Nebraska was making a move. Here's a KO. Good pass on a very tough serve. Forced to go off speed is Kubik. And Fairbanks, Rachel Fairbanks, wearing number 10, the 6-foot freshman out of Tustin, California. And what a revelation she has been over the last month and a half of the season.
I love this story when Coach Fisher said he didn't even realize how high she jumped. They knew that she could hit, but she was getting off the floor pretty high and wanted to use her as an attacker, and she's been so good.
Combination play, good block, touch by Gray. Do you go back to Gray in transition? Of course you do. Serena Gray out of the middle once again. 6'2" senior out of Temple City, California, and the transfer from Penn State. A young woman you know well. You recruited her.
I do indeed. You know, she's a fantastic volleyball player, a great human being. It's nice to see her having success at Pitt and them really getting her involved in the offense.
One-on-one, good high flat swing by number 10 Kubik.
We mentioned Maddie Kubik, not the best offensive night against Texas in the last round, but really stepping up here already early on in this match.
Browski, good contact. Cross body this time out of the middle, but a perfect pass by Ashley Browski, the 5'10" junior out of Highland Heights, Ohio, the outstanding libero for the Pitt Panthers.
And what a delivery from Lexis Akeo. Look at how high she contacts this ball. This is a high-flying middle. Not easy with the disparity in height from the setter position.
Member-meneh now in the backcourt, wearing number 13 in white. Again, the transfer from Missouri. She's available out of the back row and eager. That is a really good set in transition. My goodness, what a dish.
Wow. Playing with so much confidence right now. Here's the dig, and there's member-meneh laying it up there. And how about Lund getting a nice step close, hitting inside that block.
This Pitt Panther team is loaded with arms. What a great play in transition. Wonderful dig, high set, and then Kayla Lund has been struggling with injury. She missed a couple of matches late in the season. She played wonderfully well in a very important match as Pitt took out your alma mater, Penn State, but then she was off a little bit in the next two matches. The numbers were not there, but boy, she looked good on that. You saw what Nebraska had been doing at the defensive end to their opponents throughout the tournament so far, including the Texas Longhorns. One of the most prolific offensive teams in the country, held them to the mid-250s. But right now, Pittsburgh's hitting .500 against one of the best blocking defensive teams in the country.
Well, it's a different ballgame when you run your offense so fast. It's a totally different style of play. You don't see it every day. You certainly don't. This is the fastest offense they're going to see all year.
Day 4 of 5, member-meneh 4 of 7, hitting .500. Stivrins, beautiful pass.
Stivrins able to see that block of Serena Gray taking away her power. She's up there long enough to hang, recognize the block, and then cut it back past the block.
Had back surgery last May 11th, started jumping early in September. Some practices, and then it was like, let's get back in there, we need you. She's been a fabulous performer for a long time for Nebraska. And Serena Gray, not for very long. This is her first year in Pittsburgh, but doing the setters right now for Pittsburgh are doing a very good job.
Well, they get that ball to sit up there and stop. It's fast, but it sits right where the middle blockers need them, and they can get on it really, really fast.
Out of system here, very tough serve, and Kubik misses that badly. Let's go down to the sideline. Christina, more on the transfer from Penn State.
Yeah, we learned a little funny tidbit about Serena Gray yesterday. If you look very closely on her left forearm, there's actually some writing there. She said she doesn't really do a good job remembering the scouting report, so she actually writes the scouting report in her own lingo on her arm so that she can remember all of her assignments and what she's supposed to be doing throughout the match.
It's going to be a net violation called on Lund. Yeah, good call, no question about it. I used to write it inside my jersey, but that was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, that would be awkward. That would be awkward.
Serena Gray, second most efficient attacker in the ACC at .415. Oh, awkward chance. Lauren Stivrins would like to have that one back. Very fortunate bounce that time by Wokolo.
She tipped that one over the top, and you saw Stivrins try to come down with it. So right now the serving strategy, at least it seems, has been either towards Rodriguez or that right side of the court. There's serving zone 1. Again, trying to pull the offense off the net, get them to set outside a little bit more.
Tight pass, that's to the floor in the opening set. Taking care of business are the third-seeded Pitt Panthers, 25-16 over the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Second set coming up. You're watching the NCAA Volleyball Championships. Second semifinal between the Pitt Panthers, HTP. Hail to Pitt indeed. Convincing fashion for the number 3 Panthers over the number 10 Nebraska Cornhuskers, and member-meneh lit this place up early.
Oh man, she is coming out swinging for the fences right now, setting her fast and front row and back row. She wanted the ball quick. They're giving it to her, beating the block, hitting around it. Man, leading the team right now.
Pittsburgh hits .483 in the opening set against one of the game's best defensive squads. Nebraska led the Big Ten in opponent hitting percentage at .144, 7th nationally. Now, onus on Nebraska to try to slow down this offensive machine, at least so far. Here is Lund to start the second set. tip to the floor. That ball looked like it was down. First referee said the ball was up. Wow. We were a little bit blocked by the referee stand, but apparently right in front of him, and he said the pancake was good.
There was a lot going on there. You saw Krause almost jump on top of Caffey on that play, had to tip it over the top, and they kept it alive.
Well, it was Fairbanks making another play. She's done it offensively in the setting role and there defensively. And Kayla Lund misses that one out of bounds. What a career again. 3-time All-American, 2 times the ACC Player of the Year. And it's really interesting about Pittsburgh. We talked to Dan Fisher and I asked him, what's your highest rated recruiting class? I've never had one.
Yeah.
Because they only rate the top 25.
Yeah.
I mean, Nebraska, Wisconsin, take your pick, Texas on down the line, have never had a highly ranked recruiting class. What a job they are doing developing players and getting them to a national semifinal. And they've got a chip on their shoulder about it.
Well, and they talked about just how hard they play.
Kubik, beautiful delivery that time, one-on-one by Hames.
That was the first clean one-on-one swing for Nebraska. Got that transition going. Caffey got the block to jump and gave some separation for Kubik.
Member-meneh, yeah, it comes back. She's terminal. Terminal on her side and terminal on the other side. Let's go over to Christine.
Yeah, between those 2 sets, Lauren Stivrins looked at her Nebraska team and she said, hey, we know this is a very fast offense, but we're letting them dictate the pace. They play a very fast game. We need to slow it down. Then Coach Cook came in and said it's all about the serve and pass. Make sure you're serving them tough so that they get out of system and they're not able to run that fast offense and they can kind of go at their own pace on Nebraska's side.
Yeah, that's a great point. Coming right side to Ende, and she scores off the inside hand of Kayla Caffey, wearing number 3 in red for Nebraska.
Yeah, both blockers reaching there to the outside. The ball was a little bit wide past the antenna. Really, as a blocker, want to reach back into the court. They both reached outside, and that's why she got the tool.
And Caffey, also a transfer from Missouri, so she has seen Lecator Member-meneh an awful lot as a teammate and now as an adversary. Kubik, nice start offensively for Maddie Kubik. 6'3" junior, having a very, very nice opening couple of sets, at least at the offensive end.
No, she's been good all year. Maddie Kubik is one of the best outside hitters in the country, passing, playing defense, 6 rotations, but very, very good and offensive as well.
Well, we lit up a conversation a little bit last week. We were having a debate if she is the best 6 rotation outside hitter in the country. Oh, look out. That was a tough shot. Kenzie Knuckles trying to shake that one off.
Yeah, she got hit pretty hard. That was right in the face, kind of throat area.
Wow.
But she is up.
Member-meneh is dangerous.
She has a live arm again, just going for it right now.
Kubik again. Kubik feeling it. Really nice rhythm now with Hames.
Looks very comfortable, confident in how she's approaching the ball. Yeah, that's a very good connection.
Kenzie Knuckles is rubbing her chin a little bit. I'm surprised that Pittsburgh didn't serve her.
Yeah.
But she looks no worse for wear.
No, she's a tough cookie, that's for sure.
Have to be to shake off that one. Here's Akana. Boy, Browski's been good. The libero for Pittsburgh has been really solid.
Very steady, calm when she's passing, really tracks the ball well, but knows where she wants to put the ball. See how that ball sits kind of up and down. Perfect for Akaya to set this ball.
And the service error there by Member-meneh, and we're Nebraska with the lead 6-4. Opening set, all Pittsburgh hit well over 400, and they closed it out easily, 25-16. As mentioned, Maddie Kubik, very, very nice and impressive start from the service line as well as she adds to her ace total.
She went on a run in the last match, point for point, can really hit this ball right in the seams, right between two passers, and make them have to make some decisions.
Well, we were in Texas last week, and Maddie Kubik and Akana, etc., they served Texas right out of this tournament. Texas passed way below their season average. Very, very good play out of the middle. Once again, Akeo finding Serena Gray. And Gray has been a game changer for the Pitt Panthers.
Really has been. I mean, gets off the floor so nice, heads in one direction, hits in another, and now back at the service line, which is probably her second best skill. Very, very strong from the service line.
Got to check her left wrist. Game plan.
Well, you know, where am I going with this ball?
Tough serve. Akana is aced. Look at the concentration and the composure by Gray as she gets into her pre-shot routine, if you will. Look at that. Wow. 14 kills on 24 swings in the win over Purdue. No errors, obviously, going back to that last match in the regional final. Batenhorst over the top of the block, 14 in red.
Allie Batenhorst looks like she's jumping very well, sees the room and the space over top of the block, hits it deep into the court.
Top recruiting class, Rodriguez, Batenhorst, Lindsay Krause along with Whitney Lonstein. All top 10 recruits. That's going to be out of reach. Stifrin's taking a chance.
Gotta just sneaks back onto the court with a little my bad face. She tries to make that a little too perfect.
She's having some fun with her teammates. Yeah, trying to make it perfect. You know, she is the mother, the older, how should I describe it, the older citizen, if you will, of the team after having been there 6 years. Oh, nice shot by Hames. Really smart read. But Stivrins has had to take on a different role, you know, coming back from the back surgery and then having all these freshmen to look out for. And Lauren was very, very candid with us. She said, look, I've been there 6 years. I've made my mistakes. I've made my mistakes in practice. I've made my mistakes with the team and outside the team in the classroom. I have learned a lot and am moving on. She's done a wonderful job for the Cornhuskers. Good set to the outside, dug by Rodriguez. And that ball smartly off the edge of the block by Batenhorst.
Batenhorst just takes a little bit off of it. Rodriguez seeing that play inside the block. She started in one position, moved to another to make that defensive effort, and a smart play by Batenhorst.
Rodriguez and how she got to Nebraska is an interesting story. She committed when she was just 14 years of age.
Yeah.
Out of the middle, back to Rodriguez wearing the Libero jersey number 8 in black for Nebraska. Kayla Banworth, who won a bronze medal in the 2016 Olympics for the United States women's team, was an assistant coach at Nebraska at the time when Rodriguez was only 14. And Banworth says, we've got to go get this young woman. She's going to be a superb Libero, and she made first team All-American this past year. Caffey out of the middle. Mentioned the first team All-Americans, Kendall White for Penn State in 2018, Justine Wong-Arantes in 2016, the libero, the most outstanding libero at the Tokyo Olympic Games, and then Morgan Hentz, 16, 17, and 18. And so now you add Lexi Rodriguez. All the years of college volleyball since the libero came in 2002. And those are the only 4 that have ever made first team. Smart shot, recycle.
She is among excellent company, that's for sure. Not an easy thing to do.
Look at that. And look at that, blocked right back at you. Wokolo along with Ende.
Very well formed block. Maddie Kubik wanted to go for it on that one, and she forgot this huge block is right in front of her. Got to keep going high and flat to get around that block.
Kubik's been solid, but again needs some help. 16 kills for Nebraska as a team. She has 7 of them. Allie Batenhorst with 4, and then Caffey with only 2. Krause has yet to really have an impact, along with Lauren Stivrins.
I think the serving of Pitt has been very strategic and keeping them pretty left side dominant right now.
Good offense. In system, perfect pass.
Cappy makes a little bit of a movement. The block's bunched in, and they can't quite get to the pin fast enough. Kubik sees her opening.
If you're just joining us, shame on you. Wisconsin over Louisville, 5 sets. Tremendous performance by both teams. Oh, what a block. Stivrins has seen that play a few thousand times.
Got it. She said, I'm not going to let this happen one more time. A tight pass. Look at her watch the play. Man, that is a beautiful dive into that angle.
4th block now for Nebraska, 2 for the Panthers. 13-9 now is the lead. Right side to Krause, number 22 in red. Timeout called by the Panthers. A good response by Nebraska on top, 14-9. Go dueling chants between the Pitt Panthers and the Go Big Red, Go Pitt. Great atmosphere inside with Salim Rockwell. I'm Paul Sunderland coming out of the timeout. Nebraska on top 14-9, trying to even this match at a set apiece.
And as a Pittsburgher, it's nice to see all the Yinzers here.
As a what?
As a Pittsburgher. It's me.
I'd never heard that term before.
A Yinzers?
Slide. Stivrins crush.
Stivrins running that slide just a little bit inside, catches member-meneh going all the way out to the pin. When she takes off, that opens up the space right between the block.
That is a really good sign for Nebraska. Stivrins flying high. Blocked straight down by Kubik.
Kubik getting that left hand right on the ball. Smart move, good swing block, but tracking it, seeing the attacker really well.
First block by Kubik, 5th for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. 16-9 now is the lead, working on Browski, and she's been up to it. Ball pretty tight. Nice rip off the right side by Chinaza Ende.
And they had a little bit of space to work with, and you're going to see that a lot again when there's a perfect pass. And we go back to how they run their offense at Pitt. Always in a 3-hitter rotation. Setters are always setting from the back row, so that makes it impossible to scheme if you're Nebraska has blockers. So they have to take some chances.
Shank pass again, and Rodriguez is mad at herself, getting some support from her teammates. She is ordinarily rock solid in serve receive.
They're working this ball straight down the line again in that zone right between Rodriguez and Knuckles.
Good response. Oh, a little slick out of the middle, very nicely executed.
Getting some more offense going out of the middle of the court. That ball's passed a little bit off the net. Lays it up there for Stivrins. Both she and Cappy can hit that ball very well.
The slow quick, better known as the slick. Fiona Leakana now back to serve for Nebraska. 17-11 is the advantage. Tough serve. Perfect contact. Good read by Akale. Better read by Kubik.
Maddie Kubik and Lauren Stivrins at the net together. That is a good block and a veteran block in front of you.
Yeah, got to call a timeout here. Everything going the way of the Cornhuskers right now.
As the way it ended, that move, Stivrins getting all the way from the right side of the court to the pin, but that's Kubik sealing it off.
We gave you the numbers for Nebraska. Their 16th national semifinal appearance for the Pitt Panthers, their first ever. They were one step away last year, falling to Washington in 5 sets in the regional final. There is Tyler Hildebrand, was on the Nebraska staff a couple of years ago, and then he went to work for USA Volleyball. I asked him about him coming back, talked about the lifestyle change. He and his wife are parents of 2, and he said, Coach Cook made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
There you go. In a good spot, happy with his family, and good to see him on the sideline, helping run all the offense and really help them strategically with what they're doing scout-wise.
Yeah, he's a wonderful teacher of the game and has a real mind for it. Very good player in his own right. Here's Akana coming out of the timeout. 18-11, make it 18-12. So those numbers pointed out, Nebraska's really turned it around at both ends. Now hitting .588 offensively, 11 of 17, 1 error, but also really holding down the Pitt Panthers.
They haven't really gotten a rhythm. That their passing broke down a little bit. The serving of Nebraska is a little bit tougher, so they're not getting the speed on the ball that they were earlier.
And also they've corralled member-meneh a little bit. Man, she was just on fire to start this match. Just taking no prisoners, but they got her a couple of times and made her think about it.
Yeah, hit a couple roll shots after that, so we'll see if she turns it back on a little bit, maybe hit some out of the back row for them as well.
And we know the message from Coach Fisher at Pittsburgh will be keep swinging.
Yep.
That's how we roll. That's what got us here. Good pass. On the slide, good hustle defensively, right to Gray. Good work by the Panthers.
A nice pickup, and I think those Fairbanks had just punched it up there on the second play, and a smart move by Gray, seeing the opportunity to attack.
When we talked to Serena Gray about her transfer, she said, we always had so much energy on the court at Penn State.
Yep.
I wanted to go somewhere where that energy could be duplicated, and she saw the Panthers play and thought it would be a good fit for her. Nice pass. Really good dig in the cross court. Batenhorst is blocked. Wokolo along with some help from Fairbanks.
Ball inside the court, behind her head a little bit. Don't think she really picked up the block that well.
Well, you can take a chance at 19-13, now 19-14 when your offense is rolling. Batenhorst now 4 of 13. Service error here for Serena Gray. The serving story so far, not a big factor. I mean, in terms of aces and errors, that rarely, if ever, tells the story. It's all about consistent service pressure and getting your opponent off the net. Stivrins has served very well so far in the tournament since we've seen.
Served well. She'll be in that middle back position playing defense.
Good touch by Akana. Batenhorst going off speed. Wokolo was down momentarily. That left an open net for Kayla Caffey.
What a run. Hames way off the net. They know that they need to continue to get their middles involved. That was something they talked about after the match in our serve pass. They have to get their middles going. Look at that pickup. She is at the 10-foot line. Fires that in there to Caffey because she's going to be up.
Kubik is doing it offensively, in serve receive, defensively. Superb start for Maddie Kubik, wearing number 10 in red. Making sure that Wokolo is okay. Giamacca Wokolo, the 6'1" junior from right here in Columbus, Ohio. Honorable mention All-American last year. In the 4 matches in the tournament, 22 of 39, 5-13.
Been so good. She took a little spill there in the middle of the rally, so just making sure she's okay, but she's back.
Wokolo, and adding to that, she's a perfect 4 for 4. Needs the ball more. Throw down that time right on the sideline, and John Cook cannot believe that wasn't called. And that was a point of controversy. It has been throughout the tournament.
They now have got their fans all riled up.
What do you think, Salima?
Well, that one kind of sat in her hand a little bit. It started at her fingertips and then maybe sat in her palm just a little bit. But it's tough, right? So you want to make this call, the right call early on.
To me, one of the easiest ways to judge is if the wrist is broken. If you have it in your hand, because that implies a throwing down motion. But that one was let go, so that's the standard. Okay, so that's the standard. That means it's got to be called that way on both sides the rest of the night.
Well, that's the idea, and certainly the refs are trying to be
That was the idea last week in Austin too.
as consistent as they possibly can.
I thought that one should have been called. That's going to be ruled outside the antenna. Batenhorst went down awkwardly, got caught up with Maddie Kubik, trying to shake that off. Comfortable lead here for Nebraska.
Yeah, it looked like she hurt her wrist a little bit on that play. Maybe a finger.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to take a timeout. She's in some discomfort.
She's shaking it off. But
Nebraska has both of their timeouts, and from a medical point of view, you can certainly take a look at things, leading 23-15. Batenhorst was spectacular last week along with Krause. Combined, they hit 519. Watch on the left of your screen. Oh, there you see she tripped.
Backwards.
Yeah, she tripped over the foot of Rodriguez. I thought it was with Kubik. Oh, good swing off the right side. Much needed side out score. You know, until your opponent gets to 25, keep playing because you want to carry some momentum into the next set. I mean, odds are certainly that Nebraska is going to take this second and even it.
But they talked about how hard they train in their gym, and they said it's harder in the gym to practice. So they're going to come out and play as hard as they possibly can.
Tough serve. Pretty well handled given the degree of difficulty. Off the top of the block. Chinaza Ende registering the kill.
Keeping them in it, hitting that ball deep into that corner. There's a little bit of miscommunication between the defenders who's going to play that ball.
And John Cook taking no chances. Calling a timeout, 23-17. Second set here in Columbus. 23-17 after Pittsburgh was on fire offensively and defensively, quite frankly, to take the opening set. What's been the difference here for Nebraska in the second?
They put a lot of serving pressure on Pitt, so they've been off the net a little bit more than they'd like to be, so the speed of their offense has not been the same as it was in the first set. So that's number one, but they've picked up their own passing game. Passing well, getting the middles involved a little bit more as well.
Wonderful crowd. I have a hat like that.
I bet. Saturday night, Paul, I want to see it.
There you go. Amazon, here we come. Back with Salima Rockwell, three-time All-American up Paul Sunderland, Wisconsin, advancing over Louisville 3-2. Magnificent semifinal, and we're setting up for another. What a pass. That not many players can get the ball up to the net like Rodriguez did there, contorting. And look at Tyler Hildebrand giving his libero, his All-American libero, a hand for that.
Hanging in there. Here's that tough serve. Gets on her right shoulder, spins around for it, but still gets it up and down. And Krause, very, very good on the left side in this rotation. She's been hitting at a high efficiency. They need to get her involved a little bit more.
Set point number one for Nebraska. Smart shot by Kubik. And over the top and out of bounds. Making Pittsburgh play. That was a good choice by number 10 in red. Off to a good start. And a very nice response. And as I thought, Salima, we're going to be here for a while. Pittsburgh takes the opening set 25-16, and then Nebraska returns the favor. They hit 440 in the second set and were superb. The number 10 seed and five-time national champions have evened the match at a set apiece, taking the second, 25-17. Let's go over to the sideline. Christine Williamson, along with Nebraska head coach John Cook.
It's okay. Mask on, mask off, whatever works. Coach, Lauren Stivrins Burns looked at your team between those two sets, and she said, we have got to slow the game down and play at our pace. What were you guys able to do in order to slow down their offense?
Well, they go really fast, and the first game they were playing great. I mean, every ball was right there. The setter was on the net, and they can fire it around. So we just had to get them off the net a little bit and let our blocking defense. We still could dig a few more balls, and we missed some, and play Nebraska volleyball, not Pittsburgh volleyball. It's a hard thing to do, but we're trying to do it.
Going into this match, both of these teams really good serve and pass teams. How would you grade your team on the serving and passing right now?
I think we're starting to serve better. The passing is tough because it's cold in here and the ball's moving, and these balls are, you know, they're serving good. A lot of balls are dropping out, so you just got to try to will it up there and hang in there. But both teams are going to see some tough serves.
All right, good luck for the rest of the match.
Thank you, Christine, and head coach John Cook, and both teams taking turns imposing their will. It was Pitt in the opening set, but certainly Nebraska in the second. Tied at 1 apiece. But unlike the opening match between Wisconsin and Louisville, those were nip and tuck back and forth, but each team, and John Cook said it, we got to play Nebraska volleyball, and Dan Fisher would say in the first set we played Pitt volleyball. Well, what decides it going forward? Because that's really a battle of styles.
That's a totally different style on each side of the court, and that's a very good point, but it's all about the serve pass. We know it is. We say it all the time. For Pitt, for sure it is. They have to get the balls to the middles. The middles are going off right now, and if they can pass and handle the ball, they can get them going and then open things back up for member-meneh.
And moments ago, Pitt head coach Dan Fisher visited with our Carolyn Williamson.
All right, down here with head coach Dan Fisher. And coach, in that first set, you guys were super fast, playing at your pace, and they were able to slow you guys down a little bit. What do you do to change that?
It's been a strange game serve and pass wise. I thought we definitely won that battle the first set. The second set, they kind of got us off the net a little bit, and we served soft and we missed a bunch too. So I think it's going to settle in for both teams a little bit and become a little bit more of a transition game, but we'll see.
All right, good luck with the rest of the match.
Thank you.
There is Dan Fisher, and again, the match will settle in as he shared his thoughts with Christine coming out of the locker room.
But I think he knows what they're capable of doing, and they went away a little bit from their tough serving and how they were getting on Nebraska early on. So if they can just execute what they want to do, he knows that it can be successful.
Vasquez Gomez again played at the outside hitting spot last year before the insertion and the addition of member-meneh, and she's been very, very solid. She's got a lot of tournament experience. Remember, Pitt went pretty deep into the tournament last year. That ball served just out of bounds, underway here in the third set. Nebraska completely turned it around, as Jen and Courtney described, offensively and defensively, and Kenzie Knuckles survived a really hard shot. Yeah, member-meneh after a very quick start and really gave momentum. There's Serena Gray again. We'll get to her numbers, but member-meneh hit 0 in the second set. Serena Gray is now 7 of 9, and Chiamaka Wokolo is 4 of 4. So add those numbers together, the middles are dynamite.
That's the thing. If they can control the ball, which we know they can, we saw them do it earlier on, they can get them going a little bit more.
Service error there for a KO. Both teams battling to apply some consistent serving pressure.
Quite a few service errors now for Pitt.
Dig numbers fairly even. 20 for Nebraska, 23 for the Pitt Panthers. Akana with 6. Rodriguez also with half a dozen. Meneh looking deep cross court corner. Did she get a touch? No, out of bounds. Really good swing. Just missed it.
Looking for it. I mean, this is one of those tough and weird rotations for Pitt. They all kind of scatter. You'll see they're all three of them are at the net. member-meneh has to run to the left. Fairbanks has to run to the right. So there's a lot of action there, and they can get caught up.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. They are shuffling the deck. member-meneh again. Good response. High flat working against Stivrins.
That's hard to do. Getting up when the ball is not super fast, when it's high and hanging there, for her to be able to hit off the top of the block. Very impressive swing.
Pitt again 30-3 on the year, 15-3 in a very strong ACC this year. Nebraska 25-7, finished second in the Big Ten at 15-4. The number 10 seed Nebraska versus the number 3 seed in the Panthers. Off speed, nice play by Lund. Krause looking for high hands and missed it out of bounds.
Couple of opportunities, and that's what Nebraska had to take advantage of, limiting their unforced errors, have some opportunities to score in those situations, or just be smart, get the ball in the setter.
We're due for a nail biter of a set for somebody to take advantage. Krause off the edge and out of bounds. No damage on the side for Pittsburgh. Lund took a hard fall. Perfect pass.
Got her hand on it, but a smart play by Krause, who can go off at times. She can really get hot.
She did last week. 13 of 22, exactly when Nebraska needed it to upset Texas. Good pass by member-meneh. Lund trying to do some work, a little bit quiet for number 23. Kayla Lund now, 5 of 16.
Anytime Nebraska's in trouble, if they get the ball in the setter, the offense is going to be slow. It's going to be slow to the pins, give their block plenty of time to get set.
Shank pass. Serving pressure this time by Akana. Remember, she had 7 aces last week against Texas.
Oh, she is just a force back there at the service line, racking up the aces throughout the course of the season, but has been fantastic in tournament play from the service line.
7 aces were a Nebraska record for a regional final. And that ball served just out of bounds, but Akana did some good work. Akana out of Hawaii, 2.4 digs, 41 aces now on the year. Kubik had to get on her giddy-up horse to get to that ball.
got there fast, saw the hands in front of her, and took a little bit off of it to get the tool.
Kubik now 9 of 22, hitting .318.
You can see her hit that ball flat, doesn't even snap her wrist, hits it straight ahead into the block to get the tool.
Good pass, quick offense, nice dig by Akana. Defense to offense and back again. Good block touch on the overpass. Batenhorst. Not yet for Nebraska. And then Kayla Lund. Ripping line. Nebraska missed an opportunity.
They sure did. And Pitt made him pay for it. That ball came back over on Pitt's side, and they were able to keep that speed to Lund. Got some space between the block.
Stivrins now 3 of 6. Should Hames be going there a little bit more? There were some good contacts in there with an opportunity.
I think they want to get the ball there. A couple of balls have pulled her off the net far enough that they weren't able to connect behind.
That swing by Batenhorst, but over the sideline. Really good defensive awareness that time by Ashley Browski, the libero, letting that ball go.
And that's the ball I'm talking about, where it's pulled at about 11, 12 feet and forward. Then she's not going to take a chance. She just hasn't been flinging that back to Stivrins. It's going to go outside to Batenhorst.
Here is Fairbanks, the freshman. Got a good arm, good athlete, moved into the starting lineup. And in between a couple of defenders, Hames and Rodriguez looking at each other. That was just really, really good positioning on that shot by Wokolo.
It really was. That's one of the best shots as a middle hitting that right behind the middle blocker's head. It's very difficult for everyone to crash in there and make a decision on who's going to play that ball.
And wonderful work by number 20, once again, to get from defense and your blocking posture back into an attacking mode. Good response by the Panthers. Not sure that ball cleared. The official said that it did touch the block. And Maddie Kubik ripping out of the pipe.
They called that immediately, made the call. No arguments on the Pitt side. A nice transition play by Nebraska.
First set won by Pitt 25-16. Second by Nebraska 25-17. Ende is blocked. Hames along with Caffey.
Hames really got her hands on that one. Getting strong, look, turning back into the court. Both of them, little rattle between the right side and the middle blocker. Both of them working together.
Seventh stuff block now for Hames, Caffey, and Nebraska. Oh, that's good speed. Wow, good offensive speed outside to Lund.
Very good speed. That's when they're passing well. We can say it over and over again, but man, when they can put that stress on the block, you really have to make so many decisions as a blocker when the pass is perfect.
Now it's Pitt's turn. They're bouncing back a little bit offensively. 231 holding Nebraska so far, at least in this set, to 0-77. Beautiful dig by Kubik, playing the whole game. And that ball blocked out of the middle by Wokolo.
Very nice read by Wokolo. That ball, again, off the net, just stays in position. She knows she has time to close if it ends up going outside. So that ball's not going to be super fast. Here's the recycled play. Hangs in there for that quick attack.
Pittsburgh recaptures the lead at 10-9, once again tied at a set apiece. Off the top of the tape. That's double-digit service errors now for Pitt against 4 aces. 4 aces also for Nebraska against 3 service errors.
Few for Lund. I believe that might be her third service ace, or error, excuse me.
And that ball is out of bounds. Once again, history for Nebraska. This is their 16th national semifinal. They've been into the championship, 10 of those undercooked. They've been into the national finals 9 times, 5-time champions. The first under Terry Pettit back in 1995, and then John Cook has won the other 4. In his first year in 2000, 2006, Jordan Larson on that team, along with Danny Busboom Kelly, the head coach now, National Coach of the Year for Louisville, and then won back-to-back, I shouldn't say back-to-back, but in 2015 and 2017. Right. Good cover. Lund sprawling out. Good swing by Batenhorst off the edge. Caffey!
Nebraska makes them pay for it. Free ball coming over. A couple of fantastic defensive plays on the side of Pitt, but setting that free ball back over. Caffey sees the opening and goes for it.
Just a little bit of space away from the setter. Opens up that wrist away. Nice kill by number 3 in red. Caffey now 4 of 9. Kubik leading the way. 10 of 25. Block touch by Kubik. Member-meneh off the top of the block. Boy, even when Pittsburgh is running all over the place, Fairbanks really got that ball out there in a hurry.
She did. That first one a little bit low to Gray, but they were able to cover it and then get the second opportunity. Pittsburgh better offensively right now and much better with their serving game. Keep working that right side of the court down the line.
Caffey again, block touch by Gray. Caffey again, no, outside to Kubik, who missed it out of bounds. Rare miscue for number 10 in red.
Member-meneh, again, she makes some big plays off of the block. When they slow it down or touch it, you think that might be landing, and she keeps it alive.
Lecator Member-meneh, 8 of 21, the transfer from Missouri. Very interesting conversation with us about her leaving Missouri and opting out of the COVID year. Beautiful response by Caffey. When we spoke with Member-meneh yesterday, she said she was in a really bad place when she left Missouri. Questioning everything about what she had done so far as a player. She was questioning her faith. She was questioning everything. But I'll give it one more go.
Yep.
One more go. She put her name into the portal. And she is so happy that she picked Pittsburgh and they picked her. That ball missed out of bounds. Aggressive play out of the middle, but Serena Gray not with a good angle.
No, she had an odd angle, was going straight ahead, and that ball was pushed forward and ran out of the real estate.
All three hitters bunched right in the middle of the floor, and then they just spread.
Yeah, they scatter.
Slide in front. Good block by Gray. Krause off the inside hand. Lindsey Krause, number 22, 6'4" freshman out of Papillion, Nebraska.
And you'd think that's a pretty good matchup over there. 6'4" against 5'8" on that side of the court. But look how high Member-meneh still gets up and touches it, but a nice swing by Krause.
Pittsburgh has moved now their hitters over to the left side. A little different look.
Yep. Stacking a little bit there.
Boy, that's such a quality swing. That is such high hand, wonderful swing by Member-meneh.
And Nebraska's serving tough. I mean, they're creating exactly what they want to do, getting that ball way off the net. You should be able to slow her down, but they haven't been able to in this set.
We'll have the media timeout here in the third following this point. Stivrins out of the middle, and Nebraska's first ball contact and serve receive starting to dial in, but they only lead at 15-14. Back with more in Columbus right after this. The Wisconsin Badgers have advanced into the national championship match for the 4th time in their esteemed history. Will it be the 10th seed Nebraska Cornhuskers, obviously also out of the Big Ten Conference or the ACC's Pitt Panthers, back with 3-time All-American Salima Rockwell. And speaking of that first semifinal, what a match. Wisconsin over Louisville, previously undefeated and #1 seeded. The Cardinals go down 15-9 in the 5th. And Anna Smrek, the freshman out of Canada, was 20 of 27, I think, with 1 error.
Yeah.
Just a tremendous performance, and what a wonderful match. Wisconsin, I've said it and I'll repeat it, Wisconsin won. I don't know how you could think of Louisville as a loser in that match. It was just really a battle.
Such a high level of volleyball.
Good dig. Who is going to find some separation? Not yet. Lund with a heavy arm.
That ball comes right back in. Gray gets set the first time. You have to respect it, and then it's just a little bit too fast. Lund finds that space one more time. Kayla
Lund telling us out of Pasadena, California, worth noting, going all the way to Pittsburgh. She really just bought into Coach Fisher's vision. Going to bring in other players. We're going to get it done. We're going to build this into a nationally prominent program, and certainly have done that. Since she's been there, 3 ACC titles, 2 outright, and has shared 1 with Louisville. Wokolo is going to be called for a lift. Wow. Yeah. If I'm Chimaka Wokolo, yeah, that's a little bit tough.
And a lot of times it's just if they shrug their shoulders at all, it looks like they get called. But here's the play. Ooh,
no, good call.
That's a lift.
Yeah. On second thought. On second thought. That was definitely a lift. Member-meneh is a pretty solid receiver. What a dig. What a read by Rodriguez. Batenhorst having to work hard to get there. Both pros are doing a magnificent job. Rodriguez for Nebraska, Browski for Pittsburgh. Marathon rally again. Member-meneh coming up short.
Ton of fantastic defensive efforts, but this play right here, Rodriguez, that's what makes her very, very good. She's sitting down the line, then reacts on that play into the court.
The last two Olympic liberos have been Nebraska Cornhuskers, maybe the third, albeit in a freshman year, is in the wings.
Look at that.
Maddie Kubik on the night in double figures, 10 of 26. 3 service aces, 3 digs, and a couple of blocks.
Kubik's been very, very solid tonight. Really giving her team a lot of confidence when she plays that way. You can just see how it changes.
Here is the other Southern Californian, Fairbanks. Out of system swing. Tough one for Batenhorst. Yeah, tough indeed.
That ball set just a little bit off the net. Batenhorst trying to go after it. Needs to keep reaching high, deeper in the corner, and that's what you're going to get sometimes with freshmen. They're still learning along the way. She's earned that spot. Timeout
called by Nebraska, and you look at Allie Batenhorst's numbers. 4 of 25, 5 errors, hitting negative. And remember, waiting on the sideline is Lexi Sun.
They've been easy. It's an easy substitution if they need her, and if they're in trouble, he'll go to it. He'll go to Lexi Sun. They've been back and forth throughout the season, and who is going to be most effective on the left and score points.
Well, we've got the timeout. Let's go over to the sideline and Christine.
All right, as you guys know, the volleyball world is a very small one. Pittsburgh head coach Dan Fisher actually coached the U20 national team that included 3 Nebraska players, Lexi Rodriguez, Allie Batenhorst, and Lindsay Krause. So he knows them very well. They finished the FIVB U20 World Championship in 5th place. They beat Poland and finished as the top non-European competitor.
Thank you, Christine. Interesting you mentioned of Poland. What if they play and all of a sudden Julia Orzel? That'll have a little international intrigue. Speaking of it being a small world, from Santa Barbara is Dan Fisher now coaching. I guess it's on the eastern side of the country in Pittsburgh. And John Cook has been at Wisconsin and then Nebraska for a long period of time, but people forget that he's a native of San Diego.
That's right. Both of these teams and programs, I mean, we are tied at 17 in this second semifinal match because both teams scouting very well, executing their game plan, and that's why we're neck and neck right now. When Pitt can get it going, they're able to score, and when Nebraska can get their middles really rolling, they're having their success as well.
Yeah, Nebraska's offense has dropped off significantly. They're hitting just .216 right now on the match, .091 here in the third. Tied at 17, however. Shank pass, and Hames can't get there.
This is a little reminiscent of what happened in the first set. At that half of the court, ball's pulled over to the left. Either it's an ace or it's coming all the way over to the left side of the court.
Well, you mentioned it during one of the timeouts. Pittsburgh is really working area 1, which is in the right back. Why and what do they accomplish with doing that?
Well, a lot of times when you serve that ball deep, it pulls you off the net and it's harder to run the middle. The block can get set and get those block touches. That's exactly what they want to happen, but Batenhorst can still score.
Really important swing by Allie Batenhorst. We gave you her numbers. That'll get her back into positive territory. Taking a lot of difficult swings, but that was quality.
It really is. She's going after it still, keeping herself together right now. Knows she has to continue to play at that level.
Ace serve. Lauren Stivrins has been driving the ball, been scoring points for Nebraska from the service line all tournament long. Timeout now called by the Panthers.
There's that ball. It looks like it's going out. They both call it, watch it, and you can see it land right between the players.
Not a huge number of aces when you look at Stivrins' resume or her numbers throughout the course of the year.
And all the fans sticking around for this second semifinal. It's late here, but they are here wanting to see this semifinal match, the championship. Good to be back again with people in the facility watching these teams play.
Wisconsin probably resting after a hard night's work. What a match they had against Louisville. Barry Stivrins again. The lead is only one, tied at a set apiece. Nice dig by Kubik. That was a rip down the line. Free ball on the slide. Caffey going wide. Got a piece of the block.
That ball was set a little bit off the net. Caffey had to make a smart swing on it. A high flat swing off the hands, gets the touch.
What a dig by number 10, Maddie Kubik. I thought for a moment, wait a minute, that's Rodriguez usually plays left back.
Sticking in there, and when, remember, Stivrins serves, they like to keep her in the middle back of the court, and they put Kubik back on the left side as well.
No chance of winning at this level if you don't have a star at the libero position. And this team, along with Ashley Browski, will start with Rodriguez. Browski has certainly been holding her own.
Alexi Rodriguez is a first-team All-American. We always talk about you need liberos on that first team, and she is a freshman that made it this year. One of the best in the country by far at such a young age. It's been incredible to watch her play throughout the season.
The libero came into international volleyball in 1999, collegiate volleyball in 2002. A look at Browski digging the left back and doing her job.
Same thing on the other side of the court. She's had to hold it down a ton defensively, sticking in there for the big rips like it's nothing. Calm and balanced, and really helping her team stay in system.
As mentioned, Rodriguez was a first-team All-American at the libero position, joining Kendall White, Justine Wong-Narantes, also of Nebraska, and Morgan Hentz, who was 3 times a first-teamer. So in the history of the position, since it's come into the sport, only 4 players have ever been at the libero position and made first-team All-American. Here is Stivrins. Big moment, it feels like, in this match. Caffey outside, Batenhorst. Browski right on cue. Oh, block. Hames and Caffey for the stuff.
A big shutdown. Hames is really acting like she got this one. We'll see if this one goes right in her hand. Oh, that's Caffey. Gets it straight down.
It was a good act, though.
I like it.
I was sold. I was sold. Pittsburgh is out of timeouts. And Stivrins has been at the line for a while.
She has been.
Kubik again. And Stivrins out of the back row.
You know, I was wondering if that was ever going to happen. And it did. It was time to bust it out. Here's the dig, the one-arm stab. Stivrins is ready. Why not give it to her? We'll see if they stack, which they do. Had to move the players around right now and get some different looks for Pitt. Change something.
Really extended service run for Stivrins. Driving it flat. Wokolo looking for a touch, no.
Wanting that touch, and maybe Dan Fisher.
Yeah, Dan Fisher, are you?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Okay. If you're gonna keep yourself in the set, I agree. I think this is a really good choice to challenge here. But is he?
If he does.
No, he did not. He did not challenge.
Really thought about it. Had the card.
Kylie Levers, who started at the setting position for a long time on now, replacing Fairbanks. What another dig. Not that time. Nice play by Wokolo. Ball set a little low.
A little low.
Sizzling the pits.
Exactly. Got quick. You got to get your arm up fast if you're a middle from Pitt, because that's coming on you quick.
Nicklin Hames just winked at Kayla Caffey. I don't know what that play is in the playbook. We'll find out if it's a good
The
pass.
slide. Oh.
Back row again. Nice stretch. Good play by Lund. Pittsburgh's got to get a swing there this late in the set. And cuffing down the line. And touch is called.
And the Pitt players are saying, yep, got a little bit of that, a smart high swing.
Set point number 1 for Nebraska. Mentioned that it was a very, very important point in the match when it was 19-18, then 20-18. Hames again. Kubik. Still with some comfortable separation. Set point number 2 for Nebraska. But speaking of that, taking the 2-1 advantage. Good server at the line now.
Yep.
Valeria Vasquez Gomez has put on good pressure, good location, good movement. Boy, easy serve to Rodriguez, outside to Krause. That is not a good formula at set point, right in the lap of Rodriguez, and then the freshman, number 22, Krause, off the perfect delivery. And the 5-time national champions are 1 set win away from going to the title match once again. Second semifinal, the 41st Women's NCAA Volleyball Championship. Number 10 seed, Nebraska Cornhuskers on top. They're doing a wonderful job defensively in the backcourt, but it starts at the net working together.
It does, and moving quickly, even though this offense has been a little bit off the net, even when it hasn't been, they're getting set and over, and that's been a big difference in the match over the course of the last few sets. Ramped up their blocking game and really getting over the net.
And you look at the side-out numbers, and that's one of the key indicators. In the opening set, won by Pittsburgh, they sided out at 64%. Since then, they're at 50 and 52, and Nebraska has gone the other direction. Give you those numbers in just a second. Caffey unloading out of the middle. 72% siding out for Nebraska in the second set, which they won easily, and then closing it out on an 8-2 run, sided out at 65%. Those are winning numbers.
And that's why Kayla Caffey, very difficult to stop when they're passing well. They know they can throw that ball to her, and she can blast through 2 blockers just like she just did.
Caffey now 7 of 13, hitting over 450. Shank pass. Quick start here for Nebraska. Let's go to the sideline to Christine.
Yeah, between those 2 sets, head coach John Cook looked at Nebraska and said that they just need to clean things up a little bit. He told his team they need some out-of-system kills and some red zone kills. He also said to watch the serve as they try to go around Rodriguez.
Thank you, Christine. Overpass there. That ball is dug, but Kubik with the kill. Pittsburgh's got to be really careful.
Yeah.
Go Big Red is rolling right now. And so Christine was over on the Nebraska side. So Salima, take us over to Pittsburgh right now.
Well, right now they have to steady out passing. They're dragging this ball between member-meneh and in that seam on that half of the court, and that's really been dictating what's going on.
Wokolo firing right back. I know at 3-0 you're going, wait a minute, but it just felt like that was a much needed side out score.
It was, and even the momentum towards the end of that last set carried over into the set for Nebraska. Lots of confidence. You can feel it on the Nebraska side, and I think everyone in here could. So that is a much needed side out.
Emmy Klicka on to serve, 5'7" freshman out of Novelty, Ohio. Her first action so far in this semifinal. Kubik is rejected. Ende on the outside with Gray.
Seals that line perfectly. Gets the right hand, turns it back in. Block perfectly in sync.
And Nicklin Hames saying, my bad, ball set a little bit too far outside the antenna. I didn't give you, Maddie Kubik, many choices. Knuckles is playing some really good backcourt in reception and in defense off the edge of the block. Smart shot by number 10 Kubik, having a really solid match.
Well, let's go back to Knuckles. She reads the play well, gets underneath it, but I love how she digs the ball just so up and down so Haynes can get underneath it and really run what she wants.
Back to the close of that third set. It was Pittsburgh on top 18-17 until Rodriguez and Nebraska go on an 8-2 run to close it out. They sprinted to the finish. Rodriguez again. Haynes stumbled a little bit, kept the ball alive. One-on-one. Off speed.
Changing it up. You know the freight train was coming. She had one block in front of her. It died a little bit, and a smart tip over the top.
And everybody in Columbus was dug in. They're going,
including us.
Yeah.
Put on the helmet.
Good response by the Pitt Panthers after trailing 3-0. Combination slide. Krause going behind after the perfect pass.
And I really think they like to run that slide, or at least Haynes does, when the ball's coming from that angle, either the middle of the court or the left side of the court. So a lot more action over there when they're passing from the left side.
Krause was spectacular in Austin last week and having another really good match now. 8 of 15 attacking. She gives way to Akana. Member-meneh looking for high hand and misses it out of bounds.
Went for it again. That ball, first one was out of system. Second one was really out of system. Trying to hit that ball higher and deeper and just missed.
The first swing was really good, but Stivrins was just better. Oh, tough serve. Well handled. Really good offense. Serena Gray going behind. Hadn't seen that all night long.
Now you haven't seen it, and running that slide attack gives you some options. She can hit everywhere on the court, so mixing it up a little bit. Pitt is with her offense.
Member-meneh 10 kills on 30 swings. Gray now 8 of 14. Kayla Lund 8 of 23. Hitting .231 as a team is Pittsburgh. .252 for Nebraska. Perfect pass on the slide. Stivrins, nice dig by Member-meneh. Lund again going hard and then harder.
Sometimes I don't know how she finds it. That high ball, the block seems to be there, but Lund finds a way to blast through it.
Well, Dan Fisher told us yesterday we do like to thump the ball.
Yes, they do.
We're not into this tipping and tapping around. Service error. That's 11 now for the Pitt Panthers. Very efficient is Nebraska, just in that small phase of the serving game. 6 aces for Nebraska, only 5 errors. 5 aces for Pittsburgh, as I mentioned, the aforementioned 11 errors. Kubik has 3 aces so far on the night. Good block touch by Stivrins. You go to her on the slide?
You do.
Yes, indeed. A KO can't track it down. Wonderful transition from defense to offense by the All-American Stivrins.
That is textbook. It's exactly what you train on a daily basis. There's the block, and you got to move and go, and sometimes the middles just absolutely hate training it, but this is what happens when you do. Look at that move. Gets to the middle of the court and all the way around for the kill.
Lund unloading again, and that ball out of bounds. Make it 9-5, and I thought so. A timeout called by the Pitt Panthers. Nebraska firing right now again. 1 set went away from another championship match. The Pitt Panthers have been quieted momentarily, they and their fans, by the 10th seeded Nebraska Cornhuskers. 4th set with Selima Rockwell and Paul Sunderland. Christine Williamson on the sideline. Nebraska 9-5 advantage. Member-meneh is a good passer. Nice offense. Fairbanks back in number 10 and puts the ball away down the sideline.
You talk about the passing of Member-meneh. She said when she took a full year off and came back and had to pass, it was so funny. She was so bad. She said, I was terrible.
And then she talked at great length about how much she learned just in this brief time at Pittsburgh, just about the game of volleyball, but also fundamentals. And here she is late in her career, was learning every day. Outstanding coaching staff, obviously, on both of these teams. Stivrins wasting no time.
Nebraska really putting a lot of pressure on Pitt right now, whether it's from the service line or just disrupting what they're used to seeing offensively, and that's creating a lot of opportunities for Nebraska right now.
Does Stivrins look a little bouncier to you tonight physically?
She looks very bouncy. It was a long day. She got a lot of rest, I guess.
Oh, good block. Really good block by Wokolo. And I asked you about Lauren Stivrins because John Cook had expressed some concern coming off the back surgery. I don't want to say rushing back in, but she wasn't able to do that foundational work. And Coach Cook told us in our meeting he was just concerned that Stivrins was just wearing down a little bit at this stage of the year.
Well, that's the thing. The back's not hurting her. It's hard. It's a long season for anybody, and to not really have that base early on is a big deal.
Perfect pass back to Caffey. Just a lightning bolt down the line.
Running the long ball, going against the flow, flinging that back there. A perfect set to Caffey. See if we'll get a challenge here.
Ball is being challenged in or out. According to the scoreboard, both teams have all of their challenge allotment. That is 3.
Might as well take one now.
Well, especially if you thought the ball was out of bounds.
Well, there's that. And maybe it was.
Close enough for a challenge, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You see that left foot on the sideline. You know, that's what you teach your players. Stay planted on that sideline if it goes outside, but that goes over her shoulder and kind of behind her. So that's where we're going to see if it actually hit the court.
And you could see the linesman calling the ball in. So the point is currently on the board for Nebraska, giving them an 11-7 advantage. Gives us a second to recap. Pittsburgh won the opening set. We're just on fire offensively. Member-meneh was lighting things up. Then Nebraska came right back. Very close third set as we anticipated. Pitt actually led 18-17. But then Nebraska went on an 8-2 run, and now standing at 11-7. And a critical call. This ball's out. It's a 2-point switch.
It's a big switch, and they know it. Even though you can still feel all the momentum right now on the Nebraska side, Pitt just has to get their offense clicking a little bit more. And the tough part is they made some unforced errors. They've been out of system a little bit. But you got to kind of stay true to who you are.
And that will stay with Nebraska. Ball was called in, and I just don't think that there was the video evidence to overturn it.
Right.
And it was right in front of the linesman. Usually that's a good spot.
It is.
Hames back to serve. Dan Fisher in his 9th year. What a job he has done building this program for the Pitt Panthers. Ende, big swing through the block.
She's had a tough time on the left side. Got slowed down quite a few times over there in that rotation, but finding some space there, and a big kill and a huge side out for them right now.
No reason for Pittsburgh to do anything differently than they've done for 33 plus matches. They've been solid all year long. Caffey. Nebraska in reception is really good right now. Kayla Caffey getting some looks along with Stivrins.
And you just don't see a middle like Kayla Caffey hitting in front. She's so fast, gets her arm going, hits high over top of a big block in front of her. That's a nice run by Caffey.
Stivrins is hitting 500, 7 of 14. Caffey is 9 of 17, hitting 412. You'll take that every day from your middles. Nice dig by Rodriguez. What a read. And into the top of the tape. The Pittsburgh fans wanted a lift. Yeah, Dan Fisher wanted a lift off that play. It will be the Panthers' ball. Point in possession to them in any case. And coming back on once again, number 12. Emmy Klicka come on to serve once again. She did a nice job.
She did.
Yeah, after sitting you know what I mean, standing, not playing for a long time. She came in, showed some confidence from the service line, passed a couple of balls. Pittsburgh with lots of time, and just as I say that, tried to go hard flat, missed it in the top of the tape.
And these are those moments. All those points count, all those tough serves, and you have to be tough off the bench as well, consistently.
Rodriguez now with 12 digs. Akana with 11. 43 as a team for Nebraska, 45 for Pitt. Real battle in that category. See, look at that perfect pass. That is just really, really well done.
Well, she hangs on to it nice and long. She doesn't jab at the ball, comes right at her, and she holds, controls the ball perfectly to the setter. Getting Gray involved. It's been a little while since we've heard Gray's name, so need to get her going, get the ball to her a little bit more.
Pittsburgh has faced lots of challenges. They went 5 sets at Louisville, lost it 15-13. Beat Penn State to advance to this part of KO. That ball did not touch the referee stand, still in play. It was really close. Krause ripping and kept alive again. Krause again, and that'll be out of bounds.
Krause just puts so much heat on the ball. It's hard. You're going to get a better ball back anytime she's swinging at it. If they dig it, it's not going to be perfect.
Krause now 8 of 16, hitting 375. Mentioned the road and the difficulties or challenges that Pitt has faced. Beat Penn State, your alma mater, beat Kansas, and then beat a very good team from Purdue, a team that had beaten Wisconsin twice.
Yep.
To advance 3 sets to 1. Serena Gray.
Oh, what a set. Alexis Akeo. That ball coming on her fast. Just puts one hand out there to lay it up there for Serena Gray. Beautiful play by Akeo.
It's hardly one-on-one, but how about the battle between Stivrins and Gray? I mean, two just of the very, very best. Vasquez Gomez on to try to apply some pressure. Nebraska leading it 14-11. Nebraska's passing lights out right now. Kenzie Knuckles out of the back row. It seems like 3 out of 4 passes are just perfect.
They are. They're controlling the ball. And here's Knuckles. They've been using her out of the back row throughout the course of the season. Sometimes she can really, really get on it. That ball at Akeo. She wants that one back, but a smart, nice swing by Knuckles.
Knuckles on the year hitting 162. Oh, Rodriguez was there. That was quintessential Pittsburgh offense. Super fast.
Fast to the pin, beat the block down the line. They can beat them in a couple different directions. And there's Fairbanks again, stepping up, who's been very, very good throughout the tournament.
Yeah, Batenhorst was caught inside trying to help on Serena Gray as she needs to, but then it's just too fast to the outside. Batenhorst off the inside hand of Wokolo. What a pass by Cubitt. That serve was nasty.
It was a nasty serve and hanging in there, but Batenhorst seeing that space across the net, hitting the inside hand of the middle blocker.
This has been a very good rotation for Nebraska with Stivrins at the line. That was a pretty easy one. Outside to Lund. Dug, but can't be kept alive. Nice side out score for Kayla Lund in Pittsburgh.
Well, Lund hanging in there. That was a big, big side out for them. Passing the ball perfectly, pass to attack. Lund with that fast arm, able to score down that line.
Does Pittsburgh need to take some more chances from the service line?
I mean, yeah, they do as much pressure as possible. They've missed quite a few serves, so that's a tough balance for them right now.
Shank pass. Hames just able to keep that alive. Caffey looking for hands. So So a rare missed pass over the last set and a half for the Cornhuskers.
Pitt for sure can creep their way back into it. That's exactly what they're doing right now.
Their fans believe it. They've been quiet for a while. I mean, it's 16-14. Caffey, serving mistake there right in the lap of Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think they still wanted it on that side, so and that's the balance. You want to serve that, but you want to serve it tough, and you've got to make your passers move. So if you're serving that half of the court, you can't just throw it in there easy.
Cubic continues to lead the way, but middle blocker Kayla Caffey now with 9 kills, Krause with 8, Batenhorst with 7. That's going to be out of bounds into the antenna.
That's a tough play. A lot of serving pressure going on to member-meneh.
Timeout is called by the Pitt Panthers. Nebraska now on top, 18-14 here in the fourth. Well, we have this timeout. Everybody knows about this tragic situation in the southern and midwestern states struck by tornadoes. And if you would like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this devastating disaster. Back with our entire crew. 3-time All-American Selima Rockwell. I'm Paul Sunderland. Championship match coming up on ESPN2, 7:30 Eastern Time. Wisconsin over Louisville, 3-2. A tremendous semifinal match. And would it be Nebraska to advance and take on Wisconsin for the 3rd time this year? Wisconsin won both regular season meetings. They won. Looking at the scores, I got to get into it a little bit. You did both matches. What was your impression of that matchup?
Well, it's always a battle, of course. And the last one, I mean, Nebraska came out so strong, playing tough in that first set, served tough to Wisconsin. But Wisconsin just in the end was a little bit stronger. But that's where I think Nebraska started their upswing and their consistent level of play that next night, beating Purdue, a tough Purdue team on the road.
It has been an exciting, compelling, long night in Columbus, Ohio. Wonderful host of this national championship for the 2nd time, lastly, in 2016. Here is Hames back to serve. Still plenty of time for Pittsburgh. Got to get a side out here. Overpass. Oh, Kayla Caffey. A swing and a miss.
Oh, wow, that's a tough one at this point. That ball came by and she took her eye off of it completely. Well, yeah, that's weird. Went right past her.
Huge break for Pittsburgh. Can they take advantage? Caffey comes right back and misses it out of bounds. So back-to-back unforced errors. And John Cook is not a happy volleyball coach right now. On that overpass, if they put that to the floor, they've got a 5-point lead, and now Pittsburgh's right back in it.
It changes in a hurry. That's the difference in the game. 2 small mistakes make a big difference in the score.
HTP, I had to ask one of the Pitt players what that was. But you being a Pittsburgher, you know what it stands for?
Yeah, hail to Pitt.
Hail to Pitt.
That's right.
I mean, as someone who comes from Pittsburgh, you must really just stand back and say, look at the job that Dan Fisher has done in the last 9 years. A now nationally prominent program.
It's incredible to see growing up in the city. I mean, Pittsburgh's always, you know, they love their volleyball there in this city, and to see what he has done, I mean, it really makes everybody from the city proud of the university. But really, I coached there ages ago. I coached under the late Chris Bierman, so he would definitely be proud of what Dan Fisher has done as well with the Pittsburgh Panthers.
6th straight NCAA appearance, 1 step away from the national semis last year, losing to Washington in the regional final. But then it was a 12-year absence, 2004 to 2016, before Pittsburgh and Dan Fisher were back in the tournament. Let's take a look at some of the numbers by set. The first couple of sets back and forth, up and down. Let's see what Pittsburgh has done But 4:29, they're back within 2, but Nebraska trying to steady things out as well. Teams very, very close when you look at the match numbers. But each set is its own novel. Rodriguez, perfect pass. Pittsburgh a chance to get within 1. Batenhorst is blocked.
Pitt putting on the pressure. Haynes coming up with some big digs, but when she has to play the ball, they're out of system. That ball inside, and Batenhorst can't hit around it.
John Cook calling the play from the sideline, trying to get the ball to Caffey or to Krause on a good pass. Combination play, and John Cook is going,
what are you waiting so long? And that's the thing, they're very good at making adjustments early, and I think that's part of the frustration. That's something they can bust out right away on the next play and have Krause, she's been so effective, get on the ball.
That was a huge side out, and another really good pressure pass by Rodriguez. Kubik, big swing. Member-meneh shredding down the line.
Bringing it back, staying true to who they are. That's what I was saying earlier. It's hard to know when you're making arrows at the net.
Exactly.
Do you take something off of it? Do you play more cautiously? And they're not. That's what got them here, and that's how they're going out.
Emi Klicka again. A small roll, but played it very, very well. Another perfect pass. Lund does a nice job defensively out of the backcourt. That ball might have been out. Kept alive by the Panthers. Free ball, Nebraska. What a play defensively by Ende. Kubik off the top of the block.
Wow, Nicklin Haynes everywhere defensively. Here's this play by Ende, keeping it alive. And both teams giving everything they possibly have. But Haynes playing some fantastic defense. And look at this high flat swing. Brilliant play.
Perfect execution of the high flat. Right when Nebraska needed it. Now 2018. What an effort by Shanaza Ende. I thought that ball was down for sure. Serena Gray just off the fingertips of Rodriguez. Gray's having a magnificent semifinal now, 11 of 19, hitting .474.
She's very good at seeing around the block, creating some space, not just setting her straight up, so she can really work her way inside and around the block.
Jamaka Wokolo right there as well, 7 of 8, 750. Member-meneh leads the way with 12 kills, Serena Gray with 11. We're having a challenge being requested by Nebraska. Looking at the board, that is their first challenge.
Could have been a net violation, I believe, but we will.
We're checking with the scorers table right now to find out exactly. And internationally, you can only challenge the final action, if you will, unless you stop the play. But in college volleyball, you can go back and look at everything. You can go like, look, the third time through, I think that their setter, a KO, net violation, and that is going to stay as is.
That's correct, but you have to be specific with where you're making that call if you dial it back.
Well, the net vibrates. Maybe the Nebraska coaching staff thought that Serena Gray's follow through. Yep. Good work by the officials. 20-19. Pittsburgh a chance to tie, and they do.
Starts with the tough serving. The match started with the tough serving, and with Lekator Member-meneh getting it done on the left side.
How gritty for Lexus Akeo and Pittsburgh. A few moments ago, it seemed like that Nebraska was going to be on their way. Pittsburgh to take the lead, not yet. Member-meneh is rejected.
Went for it hard down the line, and Krause's there, completely surrounding this ball. Look at the move by Lindsey Krause, getting that right hand strong into the court.
10th block now for Nebraska, and none bigger than that by number 22 in red.
Gotta love the fire by the freshman.
Anybody's game. Nice pokey. Kubik working hard from offense to defense. What a dig. And that into the antenna and out of bounds, or did it go off Hames? Ruled that it was out of bounds, but we're going to have a challenge.
Absolutely going to have a challenge. That was a hard one to tell. It's so fast going out to the pin. Or he's hanging on to this challenge. I'm not sure if it's official yet.
Yeah, we are going to have a challenge. Once again, no reason to wait on them. Pittsburgh in a must-win situation, trailing 2-1.
They are playing hard right now. It's been the battle of the left sides in the last few rallies. Take a look at this here.
Yeah, into the antenna first.
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well, Celine. So that ball was called out of bounds, off the attacker, into the antenna. And then Nicklin Hames took a pretty hard shot. You can see her reaction there. So she's getting some attention along the sideline. She seems to be okay. And the call will stand. That's the right call. 22-20. Nebraska 3 points away from playing for yet another championship.
Hames still trying to shake it off. That was, yeah, she got hit pretty good there.
And served out of bounds. Akana missed it. And Pittsburgh still has a lot of life. It's a 1-point set.
They do indeed bring it in there. Tough server subbing into the game.
Stivrins up front along with Kubik on the left side. You do have Kenzie Knuckles available out of the back row. Perfect pass on the slide. Stivrins didn't get it all, but got enough. So Nebraska now just 2 points away, and our top performer presented by Buick is Maddie Kubik. 13 kills, 7 digs, 3 aces. Just played a superb all-around match. Nebraska 2 points away from their 10th final. Still alive somehow. Not anymore.
Lauren Stivrins going off right now. Getting the slides perfectly set. Finding a way to score for her team.
Stivrins 9 of 17, no errors. Match point. Overpass. Nebraska is going to play for the championship for the 10th. Oh, net violation. Lauren Stivrins said, did you net to Baden-Horst? Let's take a look. Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah. Well, 24-22, that changes things.
Sure does.
Match point number 2.
Pitt still in this. Serena Gray, one of their best servers at the service line.
Good pass by Kubik. To get within one, it's roofed. Lauren Stivrins with the dynamic stuff.
And what a fitting way to finish. Nebraska with their tough serve, block, and defense. That's been the name of the game for them this season, and got them to the championship match on Saturday.
Wonderful season for the Pitt Panthers. So now the Nebraska Cornhuskers have beaten the number 2 seed Texas Longhorns, the number 3 seed Pitt Panthers, and who do they get on Saturday? The number 4 seed Wisconsin Badgers. Tremendous performance by Nebraska. Nebraska will play once again for the championship